the secret, Traie Duberry.
Well, here we go. First contest of the night and the 5th contest of Traie Duberry's career. 4-0. 2 of those wins by knockout. And as I said in the introductions, joined by Sonny Edwards and Barry Jones. How are we doing, gents?
Yeah, good, mate. Good.
Cheers, Barry.
Yeah,
Sonny?
Can't complain, can't complain.
See the size of Traie Duberry. Really does look big, looks solid, like I say, at the weigh-in yesterday. In with Camilo Castagno from Argentina, the tricky southpaw. Looks solid, doesn't he, Barry?
Yeah, I tell you what, I was watching him yesterday and on tape, and I just thought he had a really good balance. Keeps his shape really well, always. With a nice solid jab, you just see it there. It's nice and long, but he fully extends it well. He gets every inch of that reach, into play with that jab there, Duberry, and patient with his work with it as well. So there's a lot to like about Duberry.
Yeah, looking very aggressive. Just took a little short left hook there from Castagno. We will hear from Sonny Edwards in a minute. We're just messing about with his mic as we get back to this fight. See, he's just trying to cut the ring off, Duberry. Nice left hand from the Argentinian then.
Duberry just taking a little half a step back, but just need a little bit bigger step with that back foot. Just let the front foot slide with it. And just pour him with that jab. He's trying to get his range to throw that right hand, but if he just uses that jab as a weapon, push Castagno back with that jab, then that right hand then gets more of an opportunity to land.
And I have been really looking forward to it.
Yeah, looking very composed, looking solid, looking to bide his time. Credit to the Argentinian, finding the home for that left hand again now to the body, changing the levels well.
Just sitting on that back foot as well there, Castagno, just making it a little bit more awkward there for Duberry to land with that jab, and being a southpaw as well. Feels that the tag's a little bit further away, but just a little feint before he throws the jab might help him get a little bit closer.
Yeah, 4th, 6th rounder for Traie Duberry, managed by rapper JK, along with Ibrahim Suleiman. JK believes that Duberry can go a long way in this sport. Understands he's 29 years old, so with the intent, the eagerness to move forward, the contacts that they have, I think that will be the plan. Just missing with that left hand. It was a lovely looking counter.
Physically very impressive, Traie Duberry, and JK, a good friend of mine, he rates him very, very highly.
Looking for the left hand again, Duberry. He's been slippery, Castagno. Moved, frustrated, stayed out of trouble. Into round 2 we go. Not bad round for Castagno there. Moving, slippery, awkward, frustrated Duberry a little bit at times, but I think it's going to be long until we see Traie Duberry sort of get to grips with this movement and start to land the heavy shots, Sonny.
Yeah, and I think you can see him trying to establish the center of the ring and, you know, really use his physicality, because it looks like, you know, just from the eye test that he's clearly the stronger man. But what he's allowing Castagno to do is edge back, find his feet, and just punch through the gap. And a couple of times he did land. I still thought he had a decent first round, Duberry, and I do think he won it. But walking onto a few shots that maybe he didn't want to, really.
And you know, it's always hard to establish a jab against a southpaw because you feel like, you know, you're not getting the distance right. But I think you've got to double the jab, and that just brings that front foot a little bit closer, and then you throw the shot that you're looking for, that right hand. I think quite often against the southpaw, you'll tap with the jab just to look for the right hand, but all you're doing is inviting a punches back.
Yeah, just missing with the left hand again over the top of the head of Castagno. The Argentinian just looking to creep forward himself, but back to retreating. That was better with the left hand. Just to see the feet of Castagno just hold in and for a lovely, lovely straight left hand, Sonny.
Yeah, and finding the target a little bit easier in the second round.
Look at that left hand again over the top of the jab. Yeah.
Good solid jab. There's a weight to that shot as well. Good left arm shot.
That was a big right hook, went in from Duberry there. Lovely shot. Just smothering his work here, but that was a good shot. Starting to find the range with that backhand, Barry.
Well, actually, Dan, what was impressive about that right hand is he didn't smother his work at the beginning. He kept that distance so he could get full leverage on that shot.
And you could see Castagno a little bit unsteady in his legs there as they come together.
Yeah, really wide round the guard of Castagno. That right hand. Oh, and again, nice straight right this time. Getting in his groove now in this second round, Duberry.
Oh, good shot again there, good right hand again, that sweeping right hand.
And you can see the body language of Castagno just changing slightly as the longer this round goes on. I think these punches are getting a little bit more spiteful and a little bit more accurate from Traie Duberry.
Yeah, and the movement slowed down of Castagno, not moving as freely as he'd like, I don't think, but the pressure's been more evident from Duberry.
Well, it took him that first round to get the judgment of distance, I think, but he
there's a straight right hand. Drops Castagno, he's quickly back to his feet. But he looks unsteady, just leaning onto that blue corner there. But that was a lovely right hand, Sonny, from Duberry.
Yeah, and 10 seconds now just to survive. Oh, and he comes out swinging, Castagno.
Yeah, nice left hand from the Argentinian. Showing heart and desire, but that was a very good round from Duberry.
Nice and easy, same goal now. Yeah? Just keep it there. When you're touching my... Quarters, 10 seconds. Second up. Round 3.
A very good second round there for Traie Duberry, dropping Castagno with a beautiful straight right hand. The Argentinian finished well, showed that he got his legs back from under him.
I'm liking his calculated approach. Even though he's had some success and he's had his man hurt, he hasn't just come out looking to land the biggest shots he can find on the target. Establishing the center of the ring, he's backing him up. Lands a couple of nice lead hands there.
I think you're right there, Sonny, because the composure, especially with the knockdown, is that he didn't rush it, so he didn't get his foot too close, so he didn't smother his work. When you don't panic, when you don't rush, you don't get too excited. You see the vision, your vision's better, which means you can see the target cleaner, which means you'll throw the correct shot.
So he's had really good preparation, not just for this fight, but in the past. Sparred with the who's who in the Cruiserweight division, a few heavyweights as well, and says he holds his own, and that's what gives him the belief to aim big in this sport. Just missing with the right hand there, but getting closer with every second of this contest. A couple of deep breaths as well from Castagno.
Well, Castagno's looking to throw that right hand over the top, but when he brings that foot forward, the shot that might just put back Duberry up might be the shot that gets him into trouble there, Castagno, because when he squares his feet up, if Duberry can time him with that right hand, he's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, like I say, did have a good win 2 fights ago against Frenchman Brian Omar in France. He was 9-1, so he will have confidence there, but I think any that he may have had may have been knocked out of him in that previous round. He's using his feet well, Duberry here, sliding out of range, avoiding the shots coming from the Argentinian.
You just got to be careful that he doesn't give him too much confidence. You know, we know this sport's a funny sport. You give a guy a bit of confidence, he gets a bit of momentum, and then the fight, an easy fight, turns into a difficult fight.
Mentioned titles, the English title held by Vidal Riley. Been announced that he's fighting Chev Clark on that Big Ben Eubank bill.
Well done, Big Ben.
Big Ben, you like that one? Yeah.
You didn't realise, did you?
I didn't realise, no. The Midlands area title is vacant, so there's options there for Traie. Needs to keep winning, keep impressing, keep learning. Said he was inspired by his dad. He used to be a good amateur boxer, wanted to make his dad proud, and that's why he's here now, fighting. He's leaning back on the ropes there, chin high, needs to watch out for that as he steps up the levels. Again, credit to Castagno. He's recovered, hasn't he? He's there, he's trying to be a pain.
He took his foot off the gas a little bit there. You know, that's a good right hand there. So that's the knockdown for the previous round, isn't it, of course? But again, what was good there, the front foot don't get too close, so he just allowed to get the full rate there. See there, full leverage on the job. Can swing his body into the punch. And you see that the little hand there just puts him on the floor. But he's been composed. I just thought in that last round, son, he just took his foot off the gas a little bit.
Yeah, I do feel like Castagno came out of a bit more gumption, though. I do think he came out of a bit more accuracy in his effort. He weren't falling in as much. He wasn't, you know, letting Traie Duberry just get to the end of range and sort of tee off on him. He was pushing him back a little bit. He landed a couple of shots over on that on the ropes over there, and yeah, I think he was just having a look at him. Remember, you know, it's the 6th rounder. He's starting to step up the rounds, and the opponents are bit by bit getting harder.
Gumption. I like that word.
Yeah, it's out of thesaurus somewhere.
Into the 4th round we go of the 6th rounder, the 6th rounder of Traie Duberry's career.
And as Barry said last round, just then Traie had a great opportunity to let his opponent come to him, hold his feet and fire a right hand, but he seems like at that range, right now he just hesitated a couple of times. There was, you know, when he's rolled, that's better. When he's right in front of him, all he's got to do is fire a right hand down the pipe, and he's finding the target pretty much every time he throws it.
And it's important that he starts this round here, Duberry, a bit like this now, a bit busier, a bit more accurate, because Castagno had a decent round in the last round that gives him a little bit more momentum. Mentally, we'll feel like he's back in the fight, so you've got to put him in his place.
And you can see him really trying to turn over the right hand, almost chop it down. And I like the way he's throwing it, but I'm not sure if it might get him into trouble throwing it like that as the levels go up.
Gamely coming forward again. All this present further opportunities and openings for Duberry. He's looked a couple of times for that right hand.
And also, when you're a fighter, when everything works off the left-hand jab, good shot.
Oh, and another one.
Yeah, beautiful right hand. Free hit, free in, quick concession. And again, not really loading up with the right hand, is he? But accurate. No, he doesn't need to, you're right.
But I always think against a southpaw, if you land with that right hand, go again, double it up. Even there was I know it was a backhand shot, as if you will, but still you can turn the body into the shot. You can still get that whip motion and double it up.
And you can start to see the right hand's having a bit of effect of the underneath of the left eye for Castagno. A little bit of swelling, a little bit of grazing.
Yeah, a little marking under that left eye, as you say, Sonny. And it is the accuracy with that right hand causing the damage. Certainly found the range and the home for that shot a few times already. Looking relaxed, slowing up a little bit there, but looking to get his shots off.
Yeah, and
decent flow.
And allowing Castagno to walk onto the punch. That was good there from Duberry.
Don't push them.
I do think, though, when he's dipping down to his right, he's finding himself not in the best situations, the best positioning, Traie. I think he's been caught a couple of times, but he's also, it looks very negative. I feel like he could just adjust his feet a bit more, give himself a slightly better look rather than, you know, dipping down. That was a nice uppercut, though, from the centre.
Yeah, it was a lovely right to the body from Duberry. Beautiful shot.
I see what you're saying, because he's stepping to the right to try and get weight on that right hand, but then sometimes he gets him a little bit of, not trouble, but just awkwardly defensively, and he's bending over to stay safe.
Because when he's edging back like this, just into his own pocket, into his feet, he's ready to throw at every moment, and he's making his opponent miss, and he's landing clean shots through the middle.
Lovely right hand. See how he gets full extension of that shot. Every inch of that reach is punching through the target there on Duberry. Not loading up on the shot, turning from the hips, not stepping too close so Castagno can hold on or fire back. Really good technique.
And you can see the genuine spite as he's letting the hands go. He's trying to hurt his man. He's not trying to, you know, go 100% and just keep letting shots go. But when he is letting the shot go,
Castagno trying to rev himself up in that red corner.
Let's see if it works.
I'm not going to lie, that made me jump.
I thought it was you, Darren.
Well, 2 rounds to go here in the opening contest here on Before the Bell in Nottingham. Stacked card coming your way. Dalton Smith taking on Walid Ouizza for the European title. Oh, right hand, there it's hurt, and another one, the follow-up right hand. Castagno drops to one knee. Yep, referee looks to take a count. Didn't quite know what was going on there, Castagno. He's tagged, he was hurt, wasn't he, Sonny, with that right hand?
It's like he went down to get out of the way of the shot and then got back up and then got counted.
Well, he turned him round, didn't he? That right hand turned him right round. You know where he was. You do the right thing there, taking a knee if you don't know where you're going, but...
Patient approach here from Duberry, not rushing his work after hurting the Argentinian once again here in the 5th round. Oh, and another right hand. That's a lovely shot. And he's really piling on the pressure now. Castagno looking to hold and stop the work from Duberry, but this is good, this is impressive. A very good opening minute of this 5th round for Duberry.
And he's not rushing his work either, Duberry. That's the impressive part of it for so early in his career.
Oh, another straight right hand. Needs to tighten up here defensively. Castagno walks onto a jab. This is really good work from Traie Duberry.
And I don't think there's nothing wrong with these shots that's landing. You can see the reddening on the right side of the face now for Castagno. He's a very tough man. I think he's just against someone far better and far stronger than him right now.
Yeah, the superior difference in speed really showing now, that know-how. Lovely jab over the right hand of Castagno from Duberry.
And look at the focus here on Duberry there. Really zoned in.
Yeah, he has a little bit of a menacing look as he creeps forward. A real desire to land the big shots, as you say, Sonny. Some real marking around that right eye. Can't see a cut, but a lot of reddening.
Little feint here for Duberry, a little feint. And if he just rallies 3 or 4 punches down the line, I think the referee steps in.
Yeah, I think sometimes he's trying to land a perfect shot at the beginning of each phase. If he just touched in and got his feet down, he might find that as Castagno's losing shape, that he catches him clean.
That was a nice straight right to the body there, just changing their levels with the shot, showing us a bit of variation. Duberry with his work.
Yeah, he tried to feint there. Oh, lovely work.
Good variation again, nice left to the body, and then fires up through the middle with a right uppercut, really putting the pressure on now. Castagno looks to fire back, but a very good round from 4-0, Traie Duberry.
Yeah, come on. Let's get, I got him.
Just some beautiful work then from Duberry. Just had a little step back there and a 1-2. That left hook there just on the temple there of Castagno, spinning him round, giving Duberry a free shot with the right hand and just touching the canvas there with that right knee. Castagno, referee, then giving the standing 8 count, but lovely accuracy, patience and control there in the work of Traie Duberry. Really, really good round, really impressive work there for a man who's only 4-0.
And you have to give credit to Castagno here. I think he's doing a really good job of just staying out of way of the trouble of the big shot that keeps coming to do the most amount of damage. He's riding it, he's smothering his work, he's surviving, but there's nothing wrong with his heart. But
no war cry in the minutes breather there from Castagno. It didn't really do him any favours before the 5th round. But here we go, last round of the opening fight here on Before the Bell. Traie Duberry in the red shorts, Camilo Castagno in the black and yellow.
And for the most part, I think Traie Duberry's done a very good job at, you know, just calmly controlling the range. You're not really putting himself in too many situations where he's not in control. He's not forcing it. He's not, you know, revving up his engine and then needing some extra energy. He's boxing really nice here.
Well, he's not making any mistakes here. I think that's important for a novice pro. Don't make mistakes, keep your shape really well, do the basics good. That's all what he's done, isn't it?
Like, oh, that's a big shot. Don't get me wrong, the knockout's always nice and lovely to see on the record and great for the hype train, but, you know, as a corner, as a manager, getting 6 rounds of control is what you want.
Yeah, he's looking to close the show in style here. Traie Duberry looking really good, looking spiteful. And again, as you said, Sonny, numerous times, you've got to give Castagno lots of credit here.
He can turn the screw here now, Duberry, though, if he wanted to, I think. Just a little bit of panic there on Castagno for the first time.
That's it. See, when he weren't trying to land a big shot in the first phase, a couple of touches, he found a nice few shots that he probably could have committed to a bit more.
Yeah, he's shown us a bit of everything. Traie Duberry, he was a tricky customer in that opening round, Castagno, but had a very, very hurtful, spiteful looking second round, and he's followed that up with beautiful work with the right hand, good variation. An awful lot to work with for Spencer McCracken in that gym. JK, his manager, I'm sure will be pushing to get him on more big shows in the future.
That's good work there. You see the little fade there before he let his hands go. I mean, once he starts learning to change the tempo of some of his work, I mean, he'll be far more dynamic. I mean, he's a really good prospect, really good prospect.
So giving the left hook there and the right hand, chin just coming a little higher from Duberry, just to keep that tuck down as he progresses in the sport. But you can see the desire to close the show. Still 30 seconds to go. Castagno just taking the step back, moving away from this solid cruiserweight from the West Midlands.
And you can really see the weight he's putting into his feet, Traie Duberry. When he's letting his hands go, he's almost taking himself off the floor. He's really trying to put power behind some of these right hands now.
Yeah, looking for the right hand again. Oh, the big left from Castagno puts Traie Duberry down right on the 10-second clapper. Unbelievable scenes here in Nottingham. Everything going the way of Traie Duberry, who looks absolutely stunned. That is exactly what you call saved by the bell, Sonny.
And he did look a bit lucky there for me that the fight was over when it was, because the referee was looking around, not really sure whether to send him out again. That's what it looked like to me. It was the only shot he really got caught with the whole fight.
I think the referee had to check himself that the bell's gone. If the bell hadn't gone, I think the referee has to call it off because he's unsteady on his legs. And I'm not even sure. You got to make your own way back to the corner, even if it is the end of the fight.
Wow.
And you know what? That's the amount of experience he'll get from that last 5 seconds of a very easy fight, coming out and just trying to take his head off. Look at this for a backhand over the top. Wow.
Head down, looping left hand.
And fair play to Castagno. He never really gave up, did he? Even when he was getting pummeled in corners. That backhand over the top, it was coming out. It was just the only time he landed it. There was 2 seconds of the fight left.
I tell you what, though, I don't think he did much wrong there, Duberry, at all. This is a fight that he's winning hands down there. He's just right at the end of the round, you get caught with a cracking shot by a guy who just committed with the shot. That's all that happened. A guy who wasn't really giving us much in that last 3 minutes, let's be honest, was on survival mode, decided to throw a shot.
Well, complacency is the biggest killer of dreams. I go on about it all the time to my fighters, and that's why, because the moment you hear the last 10 and you've won every second of every round, you put him down, it's easy to switch off and think that person can't hurt you no more.
You know what I'm saying? And I use this analogy when Better Be a Box Bivol. I said, you can't concentrate for 3 minutes of every round. You just got to hope when you switch off, he doesn't switch on. And it's like that for every fight, really. You hope when you're in that zone when you're not switched on, that the other fighter's not switched on and coming at you.
Incredible opening contest here in Nottingham. Traie Duberry was in cruise control until the very last 10 seconds of the 6th round. Switched off, as the lads say, and Camilo Castagno lands a huge loop-in left hand. He can be extremely proud of himself in there. Well, Ben Edwards, our MC, is ready for the decision, so let's hand over to him now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action, we go to your referee's score total. Pete McCormack scores the contest 59-53. He's still undefeated from Aston, West Midlands, Traie Duberry.
Well, what a way to start the evening. Traie Duberry getting the decision.